Back.
There we go.
What's up, everyone?
What's up?
What's going on?
What a wild couple days for sports.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we actually hold on? Can we actually talk about that real quick?
Yeah, of course.
Because there is, at least here in New York in general, this past weekend there's so much going on.
There is.
We can't talk. Well, first of all, we have the Knicks winning.
Let's
go.
So that's okay. That's a big deal. I don't know if you, Matthew, I don't know if you know, but Bob was a huge Knicks fan. Like, huge,
Oh, really?
huge Knicks fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for him, for this to happen, I'm sure if he was still around, he would have
Oh yeah.
went absolutely nuts.
Just like everybody
Yeah,
else in
man.
the city.
Big
It's like the rest of
shout
the city,
out
yeah.
to the Knicks. Such a big deal. Kyle,
Yeah.
huge Knicks fan,
Yeah.
watches the game, every single game that there is. Him and his dad just watch like
Wow.
religiously. So for this to happen, I mean, for any Knicks fan, it's just amazing.
I know
It's insane.
It's I'm kind of happy it's over because it was like riots after riots after
Yeah.
riots in
Turning
the
into
city.
Gotham,
It was turning into Gotham. It was kind of getting
That's-
crazy. Whether they win or lose, it was just constant like
yeah.
just
Yeah.
chaos in the city. And but the Knicks is finally the champions. Then we have the World Cup,
Yeah.
and we have a game actually in the New York, New Jersey stadium. You know what's really funny about the World Cup? FIFA actually required all the United States stadiums, fun fact, to remove their title
Oh yeah, I saw
name. The only
Oh,
one
wow.
that got an exception was actually the Mercedes Stadium in Atlanta,
that. Oh wow.
because it's very difficult to try to cover up the Mercedes like symbol that's on the
crazy.
stadium, and it would
Yeah.
cost them a lot of money to do. So it's really
I've
interesting.
I've
to see
seen that. I think it was like a Levi's sign getting covered up
Yeah, I saw that.
and stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
But-
not just that this weekend, but we also had the 24 Hours of Le Mans, which is, I actually watched the beginning of it, it's actually really exciting. And I think it's something that I'm going to pay more attention to, because the type of racing it's endurance racing. And
Right.
And the cars are fucking amazing.
they look
They're
sick.
so sick.
Yeah.
There's actually 3 categories of cars racing all at the same time. Yeah.
Insane.
Hypercar,
that's so weird to me.
LMP, the LMP cars, and then there's like this GT. Sorry if I'm butchering the name, but the categories, but it's essentially those hypercars being like the best.
Yeah, yeah.
And then
Right.
there's like mid, and then there's the slower cars. So it's really interesting to see, because you have 3 drivers per team, and it's like driving for who could do the most laps in 24 hours.
Yeah.
And anything could happen, which is really interesting. So it's like just constant pushing
Yeah.
all the time,
Right.
going through traffic. So I could see why, first of all, it's such a big deal to a lot of people in motorsports, but also I can see why it's so entertaining.
Yeah. Dorian Penn was also racing.
Yeah,
Too.
she
I think she
Oh,
had like
nice.
a failure, but I mean that's still.
She
pretty
was
dope.
leading the second category of,
Yeah,
of
that's sick.
the
That's sick.
LMP GT
Yeah, the endurance
cars, I
racing
believe.
stuff seems interesting. I know Max does some stuff like that
Yeah.
too, and so next time I might try to
Yeah, I want to
watch it.
I might even watch rewatch it. 'cause
Rewatch
that's
it.
pretty
The
good.
highlights is about an hour long, so it's
Oh,
it's pretty wild, there's a lot that can happen, especially them racing at night,
That's
cutting
sick.
through traffic. So I can't
Right.
imagine how the Nürburgring is. 24 hours of Nürburgring.
Don't they
which
go
is-
through like rain sometimes too?
Yeah, yeah.
Like while it's going,
There's no stopping.
stick it through.
Yeah.
There's no stopping outside of just pit stops, and it's really interesting to see, because we're so used to these 2-second pit stops, 2 seconds, but these things take like 5-8 minutes sometimes, because they have to like something broken
Yeah.
on the car, they bring it into garage, they're bringing
Yeah,
it, but
yeah.
again, it's like anything could happen. So actually, Toyota wind up winning. Nick de Vries, who's Nick de Vries, whatever his name is, probably butchering it, but he was actually a former
Yeah.
F1 driver. There's a lot of former F1 drivers driving
Right.
at the.
He was on Drive to Survive like earlier in the season. He
Yeah.
was driving
Yeah.
for Alpha Tari, right?
AlphaTauri, I believe.
so.
I believe.
Yeah,
I know that
he
he
was
was with.
yeah.
I believe he was a Red Bull,
Yeah, yeah.
and then
Yeah.
like a Red Bull driver, and then they
Yeah.
just like.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a Formula E driver if I remember.
Yeah, that
correctly,
too. Yeah, he
before
was doing some Formula E.
He went in.
So he's just trying to find his way, I'm sure. But huge congratulations to the Toyota racing team for winning. This is a big deal. But then we also had fucking Barcelona, the Spanish Grand Prix, where fucking Lewis Hamilton
Let's
wins his
go.
first race with Ferrari.
Holy shit.
My hands were red.
Let's go, Lewis.
I was clapping. Yeah, let's go. Got the signed. I know it's not a Ferrari signed hat. I don't know if you can see that, but it is his. It was his last year at Mercedes before him switching over. So I had that in a box for a very long time.
What
What
an
a
incredible
crazy race.
Crazy race. Honestly, like by lap 30, I was like, okay, this is kind of getting boring. There wasn't really anything crazy that happened in turn 1, but then everything started happening. The pit stop coming in, and then tire decisions, and then seeing Lewis was just, he was insane. So a lot of the time we talked about like, why is Lewis considered the GOAT? What is the reason why people are so hyped around this guy, especially if you're new to Formula One? That race should have showed you why he is as good as he is.
Yeah.
Because and I think one thing I really like about Barcelona, and I believe this may be its last year. I don't know if it's this year that's its last year that's going to be on the calendar, but it shows that high deg tracks are needed because it forces everybody to do. It comes down to strategy.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, Ferrari really nailed finally their strategy.
Right.
You know,
They did. It was so impressive. I found it so crazy. I think it was around lap 30, a little less than halfway through, that Lewis was already on his second pit for the race. I'm like, how the hell is he gonna make it through this? How is he gonna how is anyone gonna get through the race when these tires are just getting destroyed? So quickly.
It's a good point. I appreciate what you say in terms of this is not just pedal to the metal, drive around, get your pit in, and keep them moving. No, this is tire management. This is strategy. This is, you know, put together every particular scenario that can happen. We need to be ready for it. And Ferrari was ready for it. And Lewis on that second, was it the second or third medium tire or second medium tire where he made up all of that time was just...
So he started
2.5 seconds faster than George.
He was started off on used softs to go aggressive stint in the beginning, where George started on, most people started on mediums. And then he went in earlier to get on the medium tire. And I knew, and then again, George, they reacted immediately because the undercut is really good. Like it's brutal here. Like you could easily lose a position from the undercut, so it's like super effective.
Right.
So that's why like they need to nail those pit stops. And then, you know, the second time he pitted for his, because he did a 3-stop.
He did 3, yep.
He did a 3-stop. So
well, it was a VSC, but
yes, exactly. And then what do you call it? The moment I saw Mercedes not pit that second time to kind of what do you call it, like try to cover the undercut again, I was like, I think it's over for Mercedes.
So
I think it is.
So for the people who are trying to understand what undercut is, and I'll try my best to understand, it's when and you guys tell me, it's when the car behind goes to pit to get fresher tires, right? To try, after they get out of the pit, they'll have fresher tires and make up time for the car in front of them to hopefully by the time they go and pit, they are fast enough to kind of pass them.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
So typically when a car is trying to undercut, the response to that is you need to go into the pits also to kind of make up for that.
The next lap.
That's why it's so
immediately.
That's why it's so important, and so like it comes down to the pit team, and that's why we need a fucking pit camera crew like visual, because that's so exciting for those type of races.
Yeah.
I think this is a fine example of like what F1 truly is in every aspect. I mean, the strategy behind it all, the tire management, but Lewis had to keep that pace there, even with the new tires and all that stuff. Like he needed to push where he did.
He was chopping seconds every lap away from George.
It was insane.
It was
and I think
wild.
For someone coming into the sport, I think this is a good race to kind of try to understand, because the safety car too is something that I think most teams try to plan for and take advantage of, and Ferrari did it perfectly.
They did.
And even without that safety car, I think Lewis would have been fine. But
100%.
it just goes to show.
I think everybody agrees that he had the pace, and the car was just so set up so well that he was, regardless of the VSC or not, like he was gonna probably overtake, because George had Kimi right behind him that was just chopping away as well.
Yeah.
It was honestly, like, again, people, like, it's such a big deal for us Lewis Hamilton fans, because it was like over 600 days, I believe. What is it? 686 or something like that days since Lewis won a race. His last race was with Mercedes in Belgium in 2024, and it's his first race with Ferrari, which in a way is really interesting, because it was Michael Schumacher's first race at Ferrari in Barcelona. So there's just kind of like this weird parallel, which I think is really interesting. But like, I think I said this last time in the last Monaco episode, Barcelona is going to tell us whether or not the regulations truly have changed, and if they've changed for the better. And we're starting to see a lot of that come to fruition now, especially with the Mercedes engine situation. And then it's just like, finally to see him win was just, it was awesome. And he cut so many points off of Kimi too, which is crazy.
It's a big deal for Lewis Hamilton. It's a big deal for Ferrari. It really kind of solidifies that whatever they've been doing on the off season is working. The team is meshing a little bit better. This is just such a big boost for Lewis. And you saw him on the podium. He was just like, this is like very emotional for him.
Yeah, it is.
Seems to be like an emotional guy baseline, but like it was a big deal for the entire like Ferrari. This was such a good thing for them.
I think it goes to show who Lewis Hamilton is, and why I think, why he's the GOAT, right? Because he's not just, the changes he's made to Ferrari, I think, are very, very clear now too. And it's helping him. I think ever since he said he was, not using their simulator, he's been just getting second, and now he's won. And nothing, I think, is more clear than that, than to see his interaction with his new radio engineer, because it's fucking amazing compared to the shit show that it was last year.
It is, and I agree, because Charles Leclerc needs to take notes, because Lewis is coming into a brand new team, and he is demanding things, making the right changes, versus Charles just being there, taking whatever it is that they give. Lewis is pushing back. Lewis knows how to develop a team. Like, I personally think that Lewis, this may sound crazy, but I do think he will get Ferrari their next Constructors Championship. If not his next title, he could get them their next Constructors. And he's made changes to the car. He obviously, the race engineer, all the people around him has obviously changed, but he's gotten new brakes. They're no longer using Brembo for him, which a lot of other people have been using. It's what Leclerc has been used to, something that Lewis was not used to at all, but it makes sense because Brembo's, Italian and all that stuff. But, Matthew, like you said, like Ferrari is they're getting their own way. Their ego gets in their own way. And you could see now, if you just kind of take a step back and allow somebody with 7 titles to come in and kind of work with you and tell you, hey, here's what you should change, here's blah, 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 instead of being stuck in your old ways, you'll start to see some changes for the better. And I'm sure Fred is really happy. And, he's, again, the reason why Lewis is there too,
I need to listen to their radio more. I want to really hear the back and forth between Lewis and his engineer, because we do get snippets throughout the race, which is fantastic. But I mean, you're right, Matthew. You can hear just the tone. You can hear the communication between. It's amazing. And I was laughing with Crystal, because all you hear is this guy, "You were in the front," and it was like, oh yeah, perfect. This is great.
Yeah. And
I think
go ahead, Matthew.
No, I just want to mention, because what you said about Charles, I think really kind of stands out to me a bit too, because I don't know. He just signed his new contract with Ferrari to extend his time there, and I think maybe this is one of the like flaws of Charles. He does seem a little complacent with whatever it is that Ferrari has been doing for so long, and I don't know why they haven't been able to like do what they're doing now with Charles before. I think Charles has all the capability to be a champion, but I don't know if he has the right mentality to help push Ferrari to where they need to be. And
yeah,
Lewis is clearly doing that.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah,
so, like,
he's changing the team. He even said it last time. Lewis is definitely changing a lot of things for the better, but I'm sure he's probably punching the air right now because Lewis got Ferrari their first win since Carlos Sainz was on the team, you know, and that's a big deal, you know, and I think a lot of people, I think one thing that we should really talk about and highlight for Lewis is the mental strength that he has. And I think that's also why like he's considered the GOAT, because imagine going through all the bullshit that he was going through, the mental toughness you need to have from losing from the 2021 title, your 8th title, and then going into Mercedes, like sticking with Mercedes during that last generation of cars, which was god awful, and then to leave Mercedes to go to Ferrari, which was a huge deal, to then be one of the worst seasons he's probably ever had, right? And then to think that he's probably like just the mental toughness that he has to go through all of that to finally to get to where he's at. Sometimes I wish him and Daniel Ricciardo were like closer, because I feel like he could probably rub some of that off to Daniel and he'll probably still be with us here in F1. But you know, that mental toughness is something that I feel like a lot of people don't tend to recognize for him. And even he was saying it too. He was in a very dark place last year, but it was his fans that kept him going. And you know, he kept repeating the same thing. I got to remember who I am. I got to remember who I am. And that goes back to that whole thing that happened with that one fan that was screaming, remember who you are, you know, and he went and gave him like, you know, a 5 and all that stuff and shook his hand.
That's
but
dope.
I'm sure that fan is probably like on his like, yes, let's go. Because he's repeating it. He's repeating it. And I think that was like a huge turning point for him, you know, so. It was great.
It was an incredible race. The VSC couldn't have happened at a better time. It literally ended the moment he came out of the pits. It was just so timed perfectly. Everything worked out for him, even though I still think he would have overtook. But that leaves the question as to what the heck happened with George Russell, because quite honestly, I thought Kimi was going to run away with it. I think he was. In fact, he did run away with it.
He did.
Until his car broke down.
Kimi got a little bit of what George Russell was dealing with for the past, like.
I mean, I don't think George is having a good weekend, to be honest. Like those last 6 laps, and Kimi just passing him pure pace.
But that's
like through it all too is just that's just upsetting. And for him to get the DNF is fine. I mean, this is the perks of winning 5 races in a row. You can get a DNF and still not be stressed out, and so.
But if Lewis winds up surpassing Kimi in the championship, then Kimi's gonna look back at this and be like, "Fuck."
Oh yeah.
You know. But I think again, it comes down.
It wasn't his fault, right?
I think it comes down to like strategy. I think it comes down like Ferrari went for a 3-stop, Mercedes just went for a 2-stop, and that track, how hot it is, it's a high deg racetrack. I think it was the right call to try to. Obviously go for the 3-stop. I think it was very clear because Lewis is fantastic at tire management. I don't think George is at that level of like being able to you know manage his tires as good as Lewis, and I don't know why they kept him out for longer. You know, I mean, he was going to lose places, but you could obviously see just. I think if he would have pitted, he would have probably lost it to maybe Lando as well. So maybe they were just probably trying to keep him out there. Yeah. But Kimi was right on him. And as both of them were kind of going at it, you could just see Lewis in the back just coming. Like he wasn't that far away from them.
Over the course of 2 or 3 laps, he made up probably 10 to 12 seconds or something crazy like that.
It's insane.
Which was absolutely insane. But I mean, so a couple of things. 2, there's already 2 reliability issues with Mercedes over the past 3 races, which is not good.
Yep.
Which is something to be concerned about, especially when you have someone leading the championship. I think that's something that Mercedes needs to take a look into.
And it's not just them, it's the other teams that have their engines too that are having struggles.
Yep. Because McLaren was having issues. I think the only team that hasn't had issues is Alpine yet.
Yeah.
You know, because Williams has had issues. We had 8 retirements that race.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
8.
One of them was very unfortunate. I don't know if you guys heard about
Hülkenberg?
Nico Hülkenberg. Yeah.
Yes. Is something like Pierce's emergency fire extinguisher or something like that?
I think Lawson went out in front of him, kicked up some gravel, and it hit the yeah, of course, right. It hit the emergency shut-off lever on his car and just completely
shut off.
Just turned it off.
That's what are the odds of that happening?
That sucks.
Like, damn.
So we had a Lance Stroll gearbox failure lap 6. Bottas has just been having such a bad season so far with Cadillac, but growing pains. Hopefully they keep him. You know, there was a lot of rumors about him getting replaced if they don't. But I'm like, guys, like, you got a brand new team coming in to develop like everything from scratch. Do you think the reserve driver is gonna make any difference with him? Like, the car is not competitive at all.
This is a learning year.
This is literally a learning year for the whole entire team.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. I just think it was kind of crazy, all the rumors about him being, you know, replaced and all that stuff. Like at Monaco, he needed to show up, but then look what happened, you know. Ollie Behrman, technical issue. Fernando Alonso, that's when the VSC came out. He had a power issue. Fucking Aston Martin is just...
I mean, especially for his home race.
Yeah.
Didn't he not finish last year too or something like that? I don't remember.
So.
But it's just, I don't know what's going on with Aston Martin. It is, I mean, talking about rumors, I think there was something about Fernando Alonso, maybe this being his last time racing at Spain.
No, so I think that's a reference to Barcelona no longer being on the calendar.
Got it.
Because I believe it's going to get replaced by Madrid, which is also not even close to being done yet, which I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I don't know.
So I think that's where people were kind of taking that. Because he did say, this is going to be my last time, like, this may be my last time racing at Barcelona. But he specifically mentioned Barcelona.
I see.
You know?
Yeah.
We had Alex Albon with a technical issue as well, lap 8. Again, Mercedes customer right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Nico Hülkenberg. And the two that I really want to talk about is Charles Leclerc and Kimi Antonelli's DNF. But Charles Leclerc one was it was a tough weekend for Charles, man.
Yeah.
Like crashing and qualifying and
Q3.
then he did really well in the beginning of the race. He was making up a lot of places, and then he had a brake wire failure that then it like affected his power steering, and then that went out, and then he had a just DNF. And then at the very last lap, like the last 6 laps, I believe, is when Kimi Antonelli's and Lewis was so far ahead that he could have pitted again.
Yeah.
But he's like, no, I'm good. I'm gonna stay out.
They're right. They put him on softs towards the end or something like that.
No, he was on hards.
Oh, that's right.
So he did softs, medium, hards.
Yes.
I believe, if I'm correct, right? He started off on softs. He went mediums.
Yeah.
And then he went hards.
I think he did hard twice.
The hards twice. Yes, because it's a 3-stop.
Because he was a 3-stop.
Yes.
Yeah.
He did hards twice.
Yeah, because the mediums when he got made up all of that time.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, exactly. And so Charles Leclerc is, I'm sure he's, again, Lewis is second in the constructors.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I mean, this is incredible to see, especially George is just failing so bad. He cannot catch a break right now. And I'm just so nervous for him because I don't know if there's any return. Because honestly, if Antonelli would have kept going and would have got P3 or P2 in this case, I mean, it would have been terrible for George.
I mean, this something else they mentioned too during the race was that George and Kimi fighting for those few laps that they did, I think only ended up hurting Mercedes in the long run, right? Yeah. I mean, that's, I think, part of the reason Lewis was able to make up so much time that he did, because he was doing it while they were battling it out. But I don't think Mercedes has any other choice in a situation like that but to let them kind of...
Well, especially if there's a championship on the line. You know what I mean? They have to.
Yeah, exactly. But at some point, the gap between Kimi and George is going to get it's going to be too big with too few races and too many other people in the way.
Yep.
And I think Mercedes is going to have to make a call soon. And that, I think, is going to hurt George more than anything else.
Yeah.
And
unless he starts coming in, getting pole position in all these qualies, then I don't see them.
Yeah,
I see Mercedes leaning all the way.
And to be fair too, I think Ferrari might be in the same situation with Charles if this momentum that Lewis has keeps going.
I think it's going to continue.
I think that might hurt Charles even more than it hurts George, to be honest.
Yeah, no, I agree with you 100%. I think Ferrari's going to have to make that decision. And if Lewis continues, he's been on like back-to-back podiums.
Yeah.
And when another thing that I got to say was super heartwarming for me to see. And again, like, first of all, Lewis is becoming the oldest F1 driver to win a race.
Yep.
Which is just a random stat. But he broke the Mercedes win streak that they were on for a very long time. But like the fact that you also had every single driver coming up to him, congratulate. Even Max came up to him and gave him like congratulations.
What was awesome too was having Nico Rosberg interview him right after too.
That relationship is really really funny because for those of you that don't know, Nico Rosberg and Lewis were teammates, and they actually crashed at Barcelona years ago when they were at Mercedes, and gave Max his first win. But it's just funny seeing full circle. They were supposed to be like really close friends when they were younger. Obviously grew apart and it became competitive. It was so bad then that Toto Wolff put a contract in front of them after the race saying, if you guys crash again, both of you 50-50 have to pay for the repairs for the car. He literally made them sign it. Whether it was
that up.
What happened?
He brought that up to Toto this race too. He was like, "Oh, so when I was there, you had this contract. You're not doing that to to Kimi and George."
Dude, and then he was like, even if it's 90% Lewis's fault, both 50-50 have to pay for the repairs on the car. And ever since, it's just been calm between them. That's why I love Toto. He's just such a dad.
Yeah, well, Toto also mentioned that Lewis is legitimate threat now to the championship, threat to the Constructors Championship. So
yeah, man, I think
real shit.
I think people need to understand the current standings right now is Kimi Antonelli with 156, Lewis Hamilton at 115. That's a 41-point difference.
Yep.
With the rate of Mercedes power issues that they're having, this could very much be a Ferrari.
Yeah.
We can anticipate at least one more DNF for Mercedes. At least one more DNF for Mercedes.
For Kimi, especially too. But like Ferrari's had no reliability issues, I think, at all. Outside of what happened to Charles, I don't think there's been anything else.
I can't remember.
Season.
Yeah.
I honestly, I don't think so. I think out of all out of all people, out of Matthew, last episode we spoke about the FIA doing their results of like the engines and all that stuff, and supposedly Red Bull has the benchmark for like the best power unit, surprisingly, but that works perfectly in Ferrari's hands because they're coming up with an engine upgrade in the next race.
What is it called, a DUA or something like that?
ADUO or something like that.
ADUO,
advanced development something I don't know.
And honestly, Ferrari has a smaller turbo because I think it's just because of the engine, but now with all of these upgrades coming up in the next couple races, I mean, this could very well get very interesting.
Could get very, very interesting. Very interesting.
See, we just need Ferrari to not fucking do what they usually do.
They get too excited.
We're on part of the cycle, and they just need to.
So you can create the cycle where it's like we have belief. We're here.
For all you Knicks fans that have been waiting for a Knicks champion, I know it's kind of different because they won the championship, but us Ferrari fans have been, and all the Ferrari fans, Ronit, everybody that we know that's Ferrari fan, has been waiting for a Ferrari W for a very, very long time. So that feeling that you felt when Knicks won, that feeling, and on top of all, just not Ferrari winning, but Lewis winning, it's kind of similar. A lot of people are excited about it.
Absolutely. In fact, I think SS Magazine put out a quick little article, kind of comparing or maybe asking the question, like, what should Ferrari do that the Knicks have done to kind of get out of whatever rut that they're in and kind of get to a championship, which is pretty interesting read. I suggest you look at it, Matthew.
Yeah, for sure.
So we have George Russell in third place, Mercedes, 106 points, 50 points from Kimi, and then Charles Leclerc, Lando Norris, Oscar, Max Verstappen, Pierre Gasly in 8th.
Yeah.
Isaac in 9th, and then Liam Lawson.
Yeah.
Liam Lawson.
Pierre Gasly got his points from Monaco.
Yeah.
By the way.
Yes, he did.
Yeah. Which DraftKings owes me some money.
Oh really? Oh shit. What happens with shit like that?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm waiting to hear back. But that's great, man. He felt confident. He felt like he deserved it. Unfortunately, he didn't get to experience the whole Monaco celebration, but he got his P3, man, and that's huge for Alpine. And Alpine, like you mentioned, maybe on the last episode or so, they are the best of the rest right now. Yeah, Colapinto maybe not so much, but Gasly is doing his thing.
Yeah, and I think V-Carb too has been also like, it's definitely a battle between Alpine and
V-Carb.
Yeah, because they're
for sure.
Liam Lawson has actually been doing pretty damn well this season.
Yeah, gotta give him his flowers.
Arvid, for being a rookie, has been doing pretty damn well this season. You know, and the same with both Pierre Gasly and Franco. They're all four of them have been performing so well. It's just a matter of time before the engine fails for Alpine for then, shit to go down the drain after that. So, which is really interesting because this guy's still the team principal, kind of. They still haven't even they're
operating very weird.
Operating in the shadows, gray area. It is
working for them.
And again, like the mobster, the Italian mobster guy,
Flavio.
People don't like him, but this guy he's created some champions and has gotten some titles under his belt. So the guy knows what he's doing, whether you like him or not. I wanted to also talk about why Spain was such a turning point in terms of like the numbers. I have some notes here. So Antonelli leads over Hamilton 66. Before it was 66 points, now it's 41. Antonelli leads over Russell. Before the race was 93, now it's cut to 50. But races won by Mercedes in 2026 was, the first 6 races. And now Hamilton kind of cutting that off. Hamilton's win drought this is the number that I was looking for before. So 685 days. 685 days since Hamilton won his last race, which is pretty damn long, honestly. And he finally cut that, and I believe there was
so he won the
Belgium,
and he didn't even get on the podium because he won because of I think George was disqualified, right?
Oh yeah,
you're right. Yeah,
I do remember that.
Yeah, so he didn't even get to be on the podium. So the one prior to that was Silverstone. Last time he was won a race and was actually on the podium.
That one was also a very emotional one too.
There was a big gap between the two,
but the points needed for Hamilton to win, well, technically he would have to win every single race, and Antonelli getting 0 points to kind of overtake him. But I still think, there's 425 points to be distributed, and with the 41 point gap right now, Hamilton could definitely.
This is possible.
Yeah, it's possible.
It's possible, and I think I saw something before that George would have need to win 10 races and Kimi come in second in order for him to pass that. And what are we on? Race is this 7?
This was the 7th race, I believe.
7th race out of what is now 22 because we lost 2 of them.
Yeah,
there's plenty of time.
A lot of time
for Lewis to stay up there, for Mercedes to just shit the bed with their engine, and
more upgrades to come. Things are gonna change.
I'm so excited. I don't know. I don't know how to feel emotionally yet as a Ferrari fan. But
for Kimi, we mentioned this. How does he respond to a situation like this where he DNF? So now we need to wait to see how he bounces back, how he continues, and this will really give us a good test, idea on where his headspace is, because he can't let something like this impact him. And it seems like he's okay.
I think so too. I think it was Kim Kardashian's fault, honestly. because she stole his towel and then gave it back to him, and then now he got a DNF.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
It worked in Hamilton's favor, so I'm all for that.
It's working for Hamilton. I tell you that. Whatever's happening.
Whatever's happening out there.
Maybe the Kardashian curse and the Ferrari curse are like canceling each other. Someone said that on the chat. I think that was funny.
That's funny.
That chat was everybody was going nuts. It was really
join the
really
WhatsApp because it was pretty dope. We were talking shit. We were throwing gifts out there. It was probably one of the more exciting conversations that we had.
Yeah,
it was pretty dope.
Even Kimi Antonelli's in on the towel stuff too.
Yeah,
Kimi in his social is hilarious, man.
Yeah,
that's funny. I don't know.
But I think he's fine. I think that pass on George at the end is all he needed to really kind of like
I had it.
You know what? Yeah, it's like this is fine. This wasn't my fault. The cars, whatever. You know, we're working on fixes, I'm sure, and
hopefully, because that's the question. It's like Ferrari could easily again take this shit. Mercedes needs to figure out what's going on with their engine, and even Toto's like,
it's too many times in a short period of time. That should not be happening, especially to have the best car at the beginning and being so driving away with it. Obviously, the gap between P1, P2, and P3 have shrunk significantly. So, I mean, we'll see, man. This is just going to get more exciting as we kind of head into the rest of the year, for sure.
Yeah. And I don't know if there was any other, like, outstanding moments that you guys wanted to chat about. We definitely, again, it's just the topic. Ferrari, Mercedes, you know, that's just going to be the conversation for this week, this past weekend. I mean, Verstappen coming in P4, I think is cool. I think Red Bull also has a lot of soul searching to do to figure out what's going on, and it's also really surprising that the FIA came back saying that they have the benchmark. I still don't get that at all. Actually,
this is why we need Christian Horner back, because I think he would have called bullshit on that. Like more than anyone else.
I wonder if that's because of the amount of DNFs that are happening with Mercedes, and that with the engines across.
I think it's actually, from what I understand about how they do that evaluation, I think they focus more on the actual ICE engine output.
Yeah.
And Mercedes, I think, has a big advantage on the energy recovery part of that. And so I think that's honestly where the discrepancy is coming from. I think Red Bull's ICE engine is honestly probably better than Mercedes at this point. But and this was I think it was disqualifying, right? Because Lewis started second, and I was watching the ghost replay of the qualifying lap. And usually when they do that, they have whoever came in second as the main camera and the ghost of whoever's in front kind of going. But this time around, they did George, who qualified first. Lewis was in front of him the entire lap, up into the very end. Literally, as they're turning past, I think, turn 14 to the finish line, is where George is able to just slightly get ahead.
I don't know if you noticed it, but you could kind of see the driving style differences between and we see what we saw this weekend was old school Lewis Hamilton late braking a lot. He did, and that goes back to like what how his father taught him how to race, which was, you know, everybody's braking here, you brake here, even if you spin out. And I remember him saying that he would constantly do it and spin out until he finally nailed it. And I think that's one thing that Lewis is known for, is just late braking into corners. And I think that's also why there's been such a big difference in like the way he drives, because they also changed the brakes that he uses, which Charles is not used to, which is something that he needs to kind of figure out.
You know what's also just a quick little point on Kimi Antonelli is that he was still fighting George, essentially passed him, all while having a black and white flag for track limits.
I know.
Oh, yeah.
Which is insane.
Which is crazy. Oh, and the FIA needs to step up their shit, to be honest, because all the like penalties that happen in Monaco is its own thing, but McLaren was 100% sure that Kimi had gone past his track limits, and I think had they actually done that in the middle of the race and given Kimi the penalty, we may have had a whole different situation where Kimi's not fighting George as much, and you know he had to go in and serve. And but it all happened after, right? Like it all happened after he was already DNF'd, and they're like, yeah, just take the 5 anyway. And so it's
why also, like, we need, like, I don't know, like I think they make these decisions a lot faster than they do. Because like the Pierre Gasly thing, and then with what's happening with Kimi was, the inconsistencies is just kind of crazy.
Yeah.
You know,
well, the Pierre Gasly thing was interesting because what I learned is that they don't measure the speed of the car. What they do is measure the distance, the time it takes to get from one point to the other point. That's how they track whether or not someone is speeding. So that's why he was given. That's why so many people were given the penalty. It wasn't based on their actual like miles per hour. It was based on the time it took to get from point A to point B in a weird way, if that makes sense.
Yeah, because they were cutting corners, I think, into the pits, and everyone doing that, I think, just shortened it enough to get the speeding.
Well, the biggest takeaway for me this weekend was this is why we need more tracks like Barcelona. The high deg tracks cause a lot of chaos with strategy. Yeah. And it comes down to the pit crew to really make that difference. I don't feel like we're able to see any of this really happening in the first couple of races this season. So
it gets everyone involved in the race. Every single person has a key, part in the entire race. And that's why I agree with you.
Yeah, exactly. It's Australia was great, but again, that's just first race regulations, and then we may have seen this with Bahrain, but then again, the regulations haven't been changed since, so everything kind of played out to give Barcelona the best. I think Barcelona was probably the best race of the season so far, for me. So far, the next one that we have is the Austrian Grand Prix, which the Red Bull Ring, which is one of my favorite racetracks. I really like it a lot. And
shorter, right?
Shorter. There's one of the. I think it's probably the shortest. I think it's a 104, like about a minute long.
Okay.
Time. Because I know that I could put in a 104 on the game. Yeah. But it's one of my favorite racetracks. I love it. It's so good. So turn one's gonna be wild. Because it's not a long straight, and then
uphill to the right.
Yeah. So it's that turn one, and then you're racing turn two, and then turn three is an uphill corner, like
hairpin, pretty much.
Yeah, like a very sharp corner. Yeah. And this is where Kimi went into Max last year, and there's a lot that could happen. So I think if Ferrari could get their qualifying really good for this track, again, not a lot of long straights. There are a lot of high speed corners in this track, but not a super long straights we've been seeing, which I feel Mercedes has a huge advantage on. So we have that long straight going into turn 2, 3, but outside of that, it's a lot of
just
low
all the way down the hill.
Yeah, right? Slow. Slow corners, and then you got the high speed corner, and then slow, and then. So it's going to be really, really exciting to see. And I think this is where we kind of getting into the point in the season where we're getting these real racetracks coming in, strategy is going to be involved. This is where, it's going to be I'm excited for it.
I'm excited. Lewis is going to come in confident. Kimi, I feel like this is going to be great to see Kimi, Max, Lewis up there fighting. It's going to be insane.
Hell yeah.
It's going to be awesome.
And again, Ferrari comes with an upgrade. And an upgrade. So
God, I'm so excited.
That's going to be pretty
insane.
That's just the turning point. Barcelona's the turning point. I'm telling you, man. I have a feeling we're.
Hopefully still think in the right direction, but
it would be insane to see a Lewis Kimi going at it, going at it for the championship.
Isn't that what it was back in 2007?
I'm sorry.
Kimi wasn't it Kimi and Lewis back in 2007? Is that when they were fighting?
No, Kimi.
Not was it Raikkonen, right? Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean, But I mean, I still think it would be cool to see this. I'm just really excited.
It's happening. It's happening right now.
Yeah.
So we'll see. You want to jump into predictions?
Oh yeah, let's do it. I think we're gonna, with everything that we know, I feel like we're gonna get a Lewis Hamilton pole on qualifying, and if he could land a pole position qualifying, I think he's going to get away with it with the race.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be Lewis, Kimi, George. If not George, Charles. Yeah. But I do think it's going to be one of in that kind of mix.
You can go, Matt.
Yeah, it's hard for me to tell how Kimi's going to do here. Obviously, we didn't see him do much of anything last year on this track. So I don't know. I feel like it's going to be between probably Charles, Lewis, and George up on the podium. I don't think Kimi's going to get a podium this time around, and we'll see.
I disagree. I think Kimi will get pole. I think he's that good. I think Lewis is going to be up there, and I think Max is going to be up there.
I agree with you 100%. Yeah, this is kind of like a home race for Max.
Yeah.
And Max does fucking phenomenal this track too. And you're just going to see orange smoke everywhere. Just
no, didn't they ban it? People are going to bring it in.
People are going to bring it anyway.
Yeah.
It's going to be crazy. They did that for in
Zandvoort?
In Zandvoort. Yeah. That was wild because you can't see shit. Yeah. But I think I agree with you 100%. I think Max is going to be up there because Max was his Monaco lap was phenomenal.
Yeah.
And I think that without the X mode or anything like that, like you mentioned, or just pure racing, no advantage in any kind of way, like Max he did so well.
That's going to be great.
I always say, don't count Max. Don't count him out, man.
Yeah. Look what happened last year.
Yeah, man. He
see.
He can make shit happen, so we'll see.
Who does Kimi need to run into this time around to
George.
George.
Wait, did that happen last year? Did Max hit
I thought
George?
so, right?
Yeah, it was in Spain.
Last year, Max went into George.
Yeah.
And then Kimi went into Max. In Austria. So
we'll see.
We'll see. You never know. You might just have Charles Leclerc just fucking pump somebody. He's probably tight. Like, he's probably upset, man. I don't know, man.
We need Liam Lawson in there, too.
The season is getting interesting. It's getting exciting.
It is.
Make sure to stay tuned, watch it, because it's going to get super fun.
It's going to get super fun. I'm really excited for this one, honestly. So, because it's such a good racetrack, too. That's one I'll definitely want to go to, for sure. But I think that is everything.
Yeah. I think that's everything, man. It was a
good weekend.
A good weekend overall for sports.
Hell yeah. Again, shout out to Lewis Hamilton for getting his first win in red. I'm really excited.
Yeah.
Really happy for him. This is just a boost of confidence and and it's just it's just validates like the dark period that he was in is over.
Yeah. Well, the Lewis Hamilton that we all heard of is starting to show a little bit of
at 41.
Isn't that what this is why Alex Jakes, by the way, is fucking awesome. I don't know if you heard his quote during it all. He goes, a driver forged in silver continues in red or something like that. I was like,
Alex Jakes is just...
I'm like, get something tattooed. Goat. Yeah. One of his words, I'll get tattooed somewhere.
He's just...
For sure.
It's like he sits in a mirror and just practices every single scenario that could happen.
He's like a modern poet. I think there's a very, very specific skill set that you need to have to come up with those words.
To commentate I don't know.
I would wonder what he was like when he was a kid, just reading books and shit and just really understanding.
He seems
like would love to pick his brain on shit.
He's brilliant. You know who else is brilliant? James Hinchcliffe. I really like him too.
I like this.
He's really, really just knowledgeable about a lot of things. And then Callum was also
Red Bull.
He was dope.
He was the
engineer.
He was in the pits, wasn't he?
Yeah. He's one of the
I was surprised to see him there. I was like, what the hell?
I know. He was great,
He's so recognizable, though,
Yeah.
He's cool. I like him a lot. DC is also great, to on the commentary and all that stuff. So, and then if before we wrap up, if you haven't, you have to listen to the Italian commentary of Lewis Hamilton.
Winning.
Matthew, play it back if you can on this. If not, no worries. But search it up.
It out like that.
It is goosebumps just hearing the Italian commentary, watching Lewis win, and then on top of that, I've watched videos. Everybody was celebrating in Italy. Lewis Hamilton winning. Awesome. You have everybody beeping their horns, raising the flags, and all that stuff. So, again, this weekend for sports in general was just wild.
Yeah, man.
So it's a lot going on, man. It's overwhelming.
That's great. That's great. Well,
awesome.
All right. Well, comment, subscribe, do all those good things, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Yeah, looking forward to that
everyone.
one.
Yeah. Nixon 5.
Lewison 1, whatever.
Lewison 600 and something.
Lewis 685 fucking things. All right, everybody, bye.
All right, peace.